Jaya Radha Madhava Vihari. Okay, Hare Krishna. We're going to sing a song. Braji Prasiddham Navanita Chauram. Does anybody have the... Can you put up... just search... this is Chaurashtakam. Corashtakam.
The translation of this is something else.
Okay. Translation. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the foremost of thieves, who is famous in Vraja as the butter thief, and who steals the gopis' clothes, and who, for those who take shelter of him, steals which have accrued over many lifetimes. Can you read this, Mason?
I offer my respectful obeisances to the foremost of thieves, who steals Srimati Radhika's heart, who steals the dark luster of a fresh rain cloud, and who steals all the sins and sufferings of those who take shelter of his feet. He turns his surrendered devotees into paupers and wandering homeless beggars. Alas, such a fearsome thief has never been seen or heard of in all of the worlds. Mere utterance of his name purges one of a mountain of sins. Such an astonishingly wonderful thief I have never seen or heard of anywhere. O thief, having stolen my wealth, my honor, my senses, my life, and my everything, where can you run to? I have caught you with the rope of my devotion. You cut the terrible noose of Yamaraj, you sever the dreadful noose of material existence, and you slash everyone's material bondage. But you are unable to cut the knot fastened by your own loving devotees. O stealer of my everything, O thief, today I have imprisoned you in the miserable prison house of my heart, which is very fearful due to the ignorance of my ignorance. And therefore for a very long time, you will remain receiving appropriate punishment for your crimes of thievery. O Krishna, thief of my everything, the noose of my devotion remaining forever tight, you will continue to reside in the prison house of my heart, because I will not release you for millions of eons.
Okay. All right. Let me see here. Raje prasidam navanita chauram gopangananam cha dukkhala chauram. Janmanjita papa choram chaurangaganyam purusham namami. Shri Radhikaya hridayasya chauram navambudha shyamakla-kanta chauram kanti chauram kaya. Padashitanam cha samasta chauram chauragraganyam purusham namami. Akinchani kritya padashritam ya karoti bhikshum pati gehahinam. Kena praho vishwana chaurayidrik drishta shruta vana jagatrayepi. यदीयनामपि हृत्यशेषं गिरिप्रसारमपि पापराशिम् आश्चर्यरूपो ननचोरैदृक् दृष्टश्रुतो वा न मया कदापि धनं च मानं च ततेन्द्रियाणि प्राणांश्च हृद्वा मम सर्वमेव फलस्य कुत्र धृतद्यचौर त्वं भक्तिदां नासि मया निरुद्ध चिन्नत्सि घोरं यमपाशबन्धं पीनत्सि भीमं भवपाशबन्धम् चिन्नत्सि सर्वस्य समस्तबन्धं नैवात्मनो भक्तकृतं तु बन्धम् मन्मानसे तामसराशि घोरे कारागृहे दुःखमये निबद्ध लभस्व हे चौर हरे चिराय सचौरदोषित स्वचौरदोषितम् एव दण्डम् कारागृहे वस सदा हृदये मध्यं मद्भक्तिपाशरुद्ध बन्धनिश्चलत्सन् त्वां कृष्ण हे प्रलयकोटि त्वां कृष्ण हे प्रलयकोटिसंतारेऽपि सर्वस्य चौरं हृद्या नहि पचामि व्रजे प्रसीदं नवनीतचोरं गोपानां च कुशलचोरम् विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद AC भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय श्री all glories to the Sima devotees, all glories to the Sima devotees, all glories to the Sima devotees, Hare Krishna, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Shri Prabhupada, Shrimati Bhakti Vikasa Swami iti namine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Okay, reading from Canto 3, Chapter 2, text number 13. Okay. All right. Okay. Word for word. Yad
Yad
dharma suno
Suno
bata
Bata
rajasya nirikshya drik swastyayanam swastyayanam Trilokaha kartsnyena cha adya iha gatam vidatuhu arvak shritau kaushalam iti amanyata Yadharma sunorbata rajusye. Sorry. Yadharma sunorbata rajasuye. Nirikshadrik swastyayanam trilokaha. Kartsnena kadyehad gatam vidhatur arvakshato kaushalam iti amanyata yadharma sunorbata rajasuye nirikshadrik swastyayanam trilokaha Kartsnyena kadyeha gatam vidhatu arvakshato kaushalam iti amanyata yadharma sunorbata rajasuye nirikshadrik swastyayanam trilokaha Kartsnena kadeha gatam vidhatu arvakshato kaushalam iti amanyata. Please repeat.
Yadharma sunorbata rajasuye.
So yeah.
Swastyayanam trilokaha. Kartsyena chadiha gatam vidhatu arvakshritau kaushalam ityamanyata.
Keep the same meaning.
Nirikshadrishvasthayanam
trilokaha
Kartsnyena chadeha gatam
vidhatu
arvakshrito kaushalamvityamanyata.
The etiquette is to keep the same meter that the speaker is keeping. Okay. All right. Who's next? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yadharma
sunorbata rajasuye.
Yadharma sunorbata rajasuye.
Nirikshya svastyanam trilokaha.
Nirikshyatriksatyanam trilokaha.
Kartsnyena chadyeha gatam vidhatur.
Kartsnyena chadyeha gatam vidhatur.
Arvakshatau kaushalam ityamanyata.
Arvakshatau kaushalam ityamanyata.
Yadharma sunorbata rajasuye. Actually, in the meter. Sorry.
Yadharma sunarbata rajasuye.
Yadharma sunorbata rajasuye.
Yadharma sunarbata rajasuye.
Nirikshaya driksvastayanam trilokaha.
Nirikshya driksvastiyanam trilokaha.
Karsena chadyahe katam vidatur.
Karsena chadyahe katam vidatur.
Arvakshutau kaushalam ityamanyata.
Arvashitau kaushalamidhyamanyata.
Yadharma sunorbata rajasuye.
Yadharma sunarbata rajasuye.
Nirikshya driksvastiyanam trilokaha.
Nirikshya driksvastiyanam trilokaha.
Karsnen Chadya Kapim Vidatur
Karsena chadyahe katam vidatur.
Arvakshrau Koshanam Viti Amanyata
Arvashitau kaushalamidhyamanyata.
Dharma Sunyor Bhatarajasuye.
Dharman Suno Matarajasuye.
Nirikshadrik Swatsyayanam Triloka.
Nirikshya driksvastiyanam trilokaha.
Katsena Chade Hagatam Hidatur.
Katsena chadyahe katam vidatur.
Arvakshrapasholam iti amanyata.
Arvashitau kaushalamidhyamanyata.
Mataji's?
Yadharma sunarbata rajasuye. Nirikshya driksvastiyanam trilokaha. Katsena chadyahe katam vidatur. Arvashitau kaushalamidhyamanyata.
Dharman Suno Matarajasuye.
Nirikshya driksvastiyanam trilokaha. Katsena chadyahe katam vidatur. Arvashitau kaushalamidhyamanyata.
Okay, one second. Okay, sorry. Okay, so word to word. Yeah, here we go. Okay, 13. So yet the form which Dharma Suno of Maharaj Yudhishthir, but certainly Rajasuya, in the arena of the Rajasuya sacrifice, Nirikshya, by observing, Drik, sight, Swastyayanam, pleasing, Trilokaha, the three worlds, Karchnena, in sum total, Cha, thus, Adya, today, Iha, within the universe, Gatam, surpassed, Vidatuhu, the Creator, Brahma, Arvak, recent mankind, Shrato, in the material world, Kaushalam, dexterity, Iti, thus, Amanyata, contemplated. Translation and purport. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. All the demigods from the upper, lower and middle universal planetary systems assembled at the altar of the Rajasuya sacrifice performed by Maharaj Yudhishthir. After seeing the beautiful bodily features of Lord Krishna, they all contemplated that he was the ultimate dexterous creation of Brahma, the creator of human beings. Purport. There is nothing comparable to the bodily features of Lord Krishna when he was present in this world. The most beautiful object in the material world may be compared to the blue lotus flower or the full moon in the sky, but even the lotus flower and the moon were defeated by the beauty of the bodily features of Lord Krishna, and this was certified by the demigods, the most beautiful living creature in the universe. The demigods thought that Lord Krishna, like themselves, were also created by Lord Brahma. But in fact, Brahma was created by Lord Krishna. It was not within the power of Brahma to create the transcendental beauty of the Supreme Lord. No one is the creator of Krishna. Rather, he is the creator of everyone. As he says in the Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate. Okay. Om jnana tivrandasya gnanjana shalakaya chakshurunitamena tasmai shrigunah Shri Chaitanya Manavishtam sthapitamena bhutale swayam rupakadamayam dadati swapadantikam vandeham Shri Guru Shiyatapatakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhuitam Savaditam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vichakana Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhi Namandu Jagatvati Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavane Suri Vrishabhane Sute Devi Pranamami Ripe Panchakapatarvishya Kripa Sindhubhya Vichapatinam Pavinibhyo Vishnabhyo Namo 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 Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikas Swami Namane Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadharin Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhaktivinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so discussion in this purport, Prabhupada specifically discusses the beauty of Krishna, which we learned was one of the 4 characteristics that separates Krishna distinctly from Vishnu. Although non-different, different at the same time. So Krishna has exquisite beauty. He is very, very, very beautiful. So as Prabhupada says here, there is nothing comparable to the bodily features of Lord Krishna when he was present in this world. The most beautiful object in the material world may be compared to the blue lotus flower or the full moon in the sky. But even the lotus flower and the moon were defeated by the beauty of bodily features of Lord Krishna, and this is certified by the demigods, the most beautiful living creatures in the universe. So beauty is very much appreciated in this world. Beauty is very much appreciated. Everybody wants to be beautiful, right? Everybody wants to be beautiful, yeah. And so you can see that pretty much at any age you want beauty, whether you're at the age of, once you start to have a conception of beauty, almost also, at a young age you don't really care. You can see, actually, even then that's there. The little girls, they dress up and they make their hairs and do all of these things. The mother makes their hair for them in order to look very beautiful and pretty and all of this. That's there. And, they're seen as the princess or whatever. And, that's how they play, that I'm a princess and you're a prince. Amongst boys, it's not so much there. They don't really care so much, just play and that's all. There's not really thought of, well, I have to look very good and such and such. That comes about later by association of the opposite sex. Well, I have to look good in order to attract the opposite sex. Otherwise, you see that generally young boys don't really care how they look. They just play. They play in mud. They play in dirt. They get themselves dirty. They don't give much care to that. Whereas young girls, they care very much. Their mothers does their hair and they do makeup and all of this. I don't know much about that. So, but you can observe in our whatever families and different tradition, whatever different places we've gone, anywhere, whether you're in India or whether you're in America, even young boys and young girls, they like to dress very nicely, look very nicely, look very nice. And you can see also old people. Now, in more the Eastern culture, in traditional times, or even going back even 10, 15 years, 20 years, even now, if you observe the old people, they don't really care. Actually, they don't really care. They say, I'm old, that's all. I'm going to die soon. But we see in the Western civilization, even the old people are trying to look very beautiful. Trying to dress this particular way, dress that particular way. Botox, skincare, plastic surgery. Why? For the sake of beauty, because beauty is very much appreciated. Without beauty, your qualities can be appreciated, but not to the extent if you had beauty, right? Like if somebody doesn't have great qualities, sometimes you can let that go. You've seen that, right? Sometimes people get into relationships, and that the qualities of that person may be horrible, Absolutely terrible. Is a liar, is a cheater, stealer. Terrible, just a terrible person. But because of the beauty of that person, whether it may be a girl or a man or a boy, whatever, when that attraction, bodily attraction is there, then one forgets those qualities. Okay, just put them aside. It's okay. It's fine. You seen that in high school especially? Right? That's generally the age at which the body is most beautiful is generally around the age of between 15, 16, 17, 18. So at that point, the attraction is much, the senses are super just enlivened and strong. So you can see that beauty generally means that we can even let go of the other qualities. Okay, right, he's not so nice. Okay, forget it. She's very beautiful. Okay, she's not so nice, but she's very beautiful. Or even if you see someone from a distance, if you see someone from a distance and that's very beautiful, you're immediately attracted. But qualities of that person, you have to know that person in order to be attracted by their qualities. If they're not that beautiful, you may not be attracted to them. Even if they have good qualities, sometimes you see that. They may have really good qualities, high qualification as a person, very nice person, loving, caring, giving, but because of their bodily features are not so beautiful, then we dismiss all of those qualities, right? So beauty plays a big role. It's actually opulence. Beauty is opulence. It's amongst the wealth, name, fame, such and such. You can consider beauty to be something very, you could say in some of the higher ends. And because even those who have high levels of opulence in terms of money, in terms of wealth, from that wealth, they want to get beauty, right? We see sometimes you can look up great superstars or great people who are famous. They come in pretty ugly, and then by the few years in, after they've earned a few $1 million, they're looking like supermodels. What happened? We used to specifically, what is this, Kylie Jenner? Yeah, right. Anyways, I'm calling people out. Kylie Jenner, she's probably, what is she? She's our age, right? She's older than us? Hey, look.
She's older.
Really?
Yeah, she's probably like.
Anyways, maybe it doesn't matter. But I thought she was like pretty much our 26. Yeah, she's like amongst the falls into our same era. She looks old. Yeah. She looks old. She wouldn't like hearing that. The amount of money they spend on whatever, Botox and plastic surgery and all of these. So, as teenagers do, get into all of these things. We used to say, okay, look, bro, like she's ugly, bro. But then all of a sudden she's like the supermodel of the current times. How did that happen? So even if you have a lot of money, you want to chase beauty. So the opulence of beauty, it's actually, one of the things that Narada Muni speaks when he speaks to the what are their names? The heavenly, the boys, the two boys, the Kuveras, the Kuveras, Manigriva and Nalakuvera. When he speaks to them, he says, well, when he cites that section, is speaking very philosophically. Well, beauty is one of the bewildering things of this world. One becomes intoxicated by beauty, one's own bodily beauty or the beauty of others. So it is an impediment, actually. But we see everybody's after beauty in this world. Everybody wants beauty. The old people, and especially nowadays, nobody wants to get old, so we have so many different processes of not getting old. We have a guy on YouTube who's trying to live to the age of 200 years. Forget his name all the time. He has some mechanism. He's he's like a millionaire, so he can do that. Every day he gets Botox shots in his face. He gets shots into his body to keep his skin healthy. His biological age is 18 now. So his face looks all weird. It's like, 18, the thing is, there's a difference in it. He wants to put on the show of beauty, but everybody can see right through it. You're a 40-year-old man. You're trying to have the skin of an 18-year-old. It's kind of weird. But it's also like, you can tell, hey, you're not 18. The luster of an 18-year-old that it displays cannot be replicated. So people want to be beautiful, and they're determined to be, because it drags one. People are dragged. They want to look young. They want to look youthful, beautiful, all of these things there. So one is generally dragged. You see that in our own lives, as, after you pass your prime of whatever that is. Some of us don't have a prime. That's just how it is. You better accept it. Beauty's on the inside for you, my man. So for those even those who are not so beautiful, you want to see the angle you're beautiful at, right? When you take a picture, you got to particularly look that way, because this side of your face is better than this side of your face. You hate this side of your face more than the other side of your face. Or like you see, when people take pictures, you have a particular pose in which you look really good, and you figure that out after a few photos. You see the guys, this is how they take photos, the damn chin. They always be showing the chin, like what's going on? Or you see the Mataji's like that way, like what you're looking at down there. But apparently that's beautiful. Apparently that looks very good. And when you particularly face that way and do that, it makes you feel like you're very beautiful. So beauty is very much sought after. Everybody's looking for beauty in this world. And so we see that beauty is chased by everyone, but never really captured. Everybody wants it, but some may have it for some time, maybe glorified for being beautiful and such, but generally time comes and it takes it all away from us. As you approach the age of 30, 35, 40, then you've kind of lost it. Then because there's always fresh and new. There's one joke there's a film that joked, because there was a teacher at a high school or something. It's kind of a weird joke, but the students, I keep getting older, but all the students stay the same age. You notice when you go to the universities, it's like that. It's like every year you keep getting older, and all the students still the damn same age. You're like, oh my God, I'm getting old. So beauty is lost with time. It is gained with time as one goes from those early years of his life, but then is lost as pretty quickly, actually. One gets that luster when he's around the age of 13. And then by the time you're 22, 23, 24, then it's like, you can see generally you see a man, you see if you want to consider beauty of a man, generally that's sometimes maintained until the age of 30. But generally you'll see that with a woman's beauty, you will see that as a fact, that at the age of 30, it's like, time is up. Hey, it's true. I'm sorry if it sounds harsh. But it's true. It's true generally then, and everyone's attracted to the younger girls, younger women, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds. So beauty, we're trying to chase that, but one can never capture that. And the men are trying to associate the beautiful woman, and the beautiful women are trying to associate with the beautiful man. And everybody wants everybody wants someone that's beautiful. And it's like, anyways, it's most gross when it's in high school. Because, it's like, man, you better get someone that's beautiful, otherwise your friends are going to get on your case, at least for the men. So there is no like, oh, she has good qualities. They don't care about that. It's super gross. Just like, So everybody wants someone beautiful. And even that beauty, we get that. Let's say you get someone that is very beautiful, and they may even have good qualities, but in time we see that beauty is taken away. It doesn't last. It doesn't last. We're attracted by the skin. We're attracted by the luster of someone's body. But we see that it doesn't practically last. It just lasts a few years, and then, either they become fat or, become skinny or whatever it may be. Or sometimes it may even be maintained for a little bit of time. But as old age comes, the wrinkles come in, and then that's scary, right? That's generally like the scariest time of people's lives. And when a little wrinkle shows up, oh my God. We have big wrinkles. When you wake up in the morning, you can't see because your damn eyes are like you're too tired to see. But wrinkles come in and then, okay, oh damn. And then you got to cover it up with makeup, more makeup. How many different types of makeup products are there that one can apply to one's face? How many? Too many. Too many to describe. Takes 2 hours. Hey. And even then, it's scary. You know why? I had this experience. My friend, his girlfriend, you could say, was very beautiful. And then we went and stayed over. They rented some hotel out. And it's like a penthouse or whatever. And all the friends, we all stayed in that place. And we woke up in the morning. And I was wondering who the hell this person was. And I was like, who is that, bro? Somebody just walked up in here in the morning. It's like homeless person or something. And it turned out it was his girlfriend. I swear to you, I could not recognize the person because there was no makeup on. I'm dead serious. I was shocked. I was like, who is that? So beauty is tried to be put on. But often you see that even by putting this stuff on, this makeup and all of this, it actually even degrades the skin and makes one even less beautiful. So people try to chase beauty, but one cannot get that. There's hundreds, like 2 hours to beautify the face. We can see those even in high school. We used to look at these videos that used to come up of these Asian women. You seen those? Putting on makeup. You seen that? So, all of this, they're like completely different person by the end of, they look like a anime character by the end of their session. Yeah, literally you put the tape in order to stretch your skin out so it looks younger. So many artificial means of creating beauty in this world. Because they're trying to capture it, but it is not possible for them to capture it. Because the nature of this material body is that it is made of blood, pus, stool, urine, and that's what it is. As we read in the Science of Self-Realization, truth and beauty. That pastime is there of this person. He specifically after this gets prostitute, and she tells him, you come back in a few days, and she takes some laxatives and puts them all in a pot. And when he approaches her, he says, well, what happened? Where's that girl? Just like I had that experience also. Where is that girl that I'm looking for? She's like, that's me. What happened? What happened to all your beauty? It's right there in all of those pots. Liquid beauty. Liquid beauty. This is, I think it's in Science of Self-Realization, it's called liquid beauty. So the beauty of this material world is that's what it is. It's made of blood, pus, stool. That's what we're attracted to. We're attracted to skin. That beauty which is a reflection of the spiritual world, of Krishna's beauty. But it is there, but it is not capturable. It is taken away very quickly. So we sang this song of Bilva Mangal Thakur, and him being a prime example of that. He is a South Indian Brahmana. He is very rich Brahmana, and somehow or other, by bad association, Prabhupada mentions this in a lecture, that he became a very staunch prostitute hunter. He engaged all his income, money, everything after one prostitute. Her name was Chintamani. And so she's very beautiful. She must be very, very beautiful that he's such a wealthy Brahmana. Bad association is falling into prostitution, in engaging in illicit connection with the prostitute. So Prabhupada says it's a very nice story. Every night he would go to that prostitute. And one night it was terribly raining. So the prostitute thought, now this night Bilva Mangal is not coming. It is terribly raining. But Bilva Mangal, he still went. He still went. He still crossed the river. And the door was closed. He jumped over the door, catching a snake. So, catching a snake. In this way, very dangerously, he reached the prostitute's house. And the prostitute was astonished that, how is this condition you should come here? How in this condition you should come here? Oh, you are very much attracted by this skin. If this much attraction you would have to Krishna, how it would have been nice for you. So we are very much attracted by the skin of this world, very much attracted by the so-called beauty of in this, hopefully, in our assembly, by the opposite sex. In the new society, and by even the same sex. So, one is attracted by that beauty, is bewildered by that beauty. But Chintamani, who Bilva Mangal Thakur takes to be his own guru, because she gave him instructions, gave him knowledge that he was an illusion, and pointed to him towards Krishna. So Bilva Mangal Thakur at that point becomes a little shocked. Oh yes, look at myself. Look how I've become degraded. I did not realize what I was doing. I was overcome by this worldly beauty, by my senses. I have been overcome by these things. I have lost the real desire of life, the real goal of life. So let me go to Vrindavan. Immediately, Prabhupada says. So immediately he left the prostitute's house and went to Vrindavan. And along the way, what happened? Yeah. He again became attracted to someone else's wife. And the Brahmana, and another, I believe it was another Brahmana's wife. Let me see if Srila Prabhupada specifically describes that. Okay. I believe he was another man's wife. So in order to satisfy him, because he's a Brahmana, even the husband said, yes, what would you like? And I said, okay, yes, you can enjoy with my wife. And he asked his wife for what are those things that you keep in your hair? Pins? You keep pins in your hair in order to hold the hair up nicely. He asked for those pins from his wife and he plucked his eyes out. Why did he pluck his eyes out? Knowing that these eyes, they only cause me trouble. So he thought, Prabhupada says, when Bilva Mangal Thakur was in Vrindavan, he voluntarily plucked out his eyes because he was very much fond of seeing beauty of women. So he thought, these eyes are my enemies. So he plucked them out. He plucked them out, and when he was going to be, well, it's mentioned he became attracted. Okay, anyways, that pastime is described here. So he plucked those eyes out and he continued to Vrindavan, and he went to Vrindavan and he performed bhajan, he performed devotional service to Krishna. But the point being made that the eyes are attracted by beauty. But in this world, they're attracted to false beauty, and when the senses are uncontrolled, we are willing to do anything and everything to enjoy that beauty. And it is difficult to avoid that illusion. It's mentioned, the beauty of a woman attracts a man. The glances of a woman attracts a man. It's mentioned that like the shooting of Cupid's arrows when a woman looks upon a man with her eyes. And the man looks at the woman with lusty desire and wants to enjoy. The enjoyer and the enjoyed. So we are attracted and captivated. Beauty, it's captivating. It grabs the heart. It stuns a person. I'm sure we've all had this experience. When you're in your youth, when you see a very beautiful girl, all of a sudden your whole existence is like, whoa. And it captivates oneself. So that is the nature of beauty. But if one doesn't recognize where it's all coming from, then we're simply bewildered, like Bilva Mangal Thakur. We end up low class. Of course, Bilva Mangal Thakur is a great Acharya. But we end up low class. We end up looking, like I've many times said, fools. Right? It's foolishness. Just by that beauty here, by that temporary beauty, we do some crazy stuff in our life, as we have done. Willing to neglect our own families, willing to neglect our own friends, neglecting, our own duties because of the beauty of the opposite sex. So, that is the nature of beauty. It makes one mad. right? It makes one mad. It's attractive. It makes one lose one's intelligence. One cannot function practically. One completely loses his own morals of life is broken by beauty even, by attraction. By that attraction, the bodily beauty of the other person. So, why are we talking about this? Because this is a small reflection of the spiritual world. This beauty is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. It does come from Krishna. So we're reading here that everybody in the Rajasuya sacrifice became very much captivated by the beauty of Krishna. Now this beauty is very, very different. This beauty is real beauty. Krishna's beauty is the source of all attractions. He is the most beautiful. Shama Sundaram Achinta Guna Sarupam. He's full of many beautiful qualities. He's very beautiful. So, and Lord Brahma describes that. Venum Kunanta Maravinda Dalaya Taksham Bharavatangsam Asitam, what is it? Asitam Buddha Sundarangam. It's very beautiful. Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham. More beautiful than millions of cupids. That is the beauty of Krishna. He is the source of all beauty. So his devotees, those who have overcome the illusion of worldly beauty, those who have, just like Bilva Mangal Thakur, when he realized, he became attracted to Krishna. Go and see Krishna. Be with Krishna. Go to Vrindavan. So when we are able to start to see beyond just the beauty of this world and appreciate Krishna's beauty and see Krishna's beauty, then we start to understand what is that real beauty, and it is symptomized by the same things also. Just like in this material world, people become mad after a girl or a guy. Similarly, the devotees of Krishna become mad after Krishna. They become insane after Krishna. And they do the same thing, just like a man may leave his house for a girl, may leave his duties, may leave his family, may leave his friends. Similarly, those devotees who have surrendered unto Krishna do the same thing. It's not different at all. What is the difference? What is the difference?
One's pure and one's material.
Exactly. One is for lust, the other is for love. Right? That which is directed towards one's own senses is called lust. That which is directed towards Krishna is called love. So we do the same thing. We become enamored by the beauty of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's very, very beautiful, inconceivably beautiful. And by that beauty of the Supreme Lord, His sweetness, His beauty, we're attracted, and so we also leave behind our material duties. We also leave behind our friends, so-called friends. Also leave behind our so-called families and our different designations of where we're from, what we're doing, our communities. We'll leave all of these things behind. We leave our so-called beautiful girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever it may be. Leave even the desires of this material world to enjoy. Leave those behind. To come to the platform of tasting real beauty, tasting Krishna consciousness. What is that Krishna consciousness? What is that beauty? What is that devotion? That Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give, but also came to relish for himself. Even Krishna wants to know what that beauty is like, because Krishna is so beautiful, he himself is attracted to himself. That is the beauty. Just like even in this world, you can see, if someone is very beautiful, always looking in the mirror. Look how beautiful I am. Even someone who's ugly, today I look very beautiful. Today I look so good. Hopefully people will be able to appreciate how good I look today. Because I flipped my hair the other way. So Krishna is even attracted to himself. He wants to know what that taste is like. And so because Krishna, it's mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that the gopis taste a pleasure 10 million times greater than the pleasure Lord Krishna derives from seeing them. So the gopis, they derive more pleasure than the Lord. The wonderful characteristics of the gopis are beyond imagination. They have no desire for personal satisfaction, yet when Krishna is happy by seeing them, the happiness of Krishna makes the gopis 1,000,000 times more happy than Krishna. So in this set of verses, something very nice comes. Yep. So next verse says that the gopis have no inclination for their own enjoyment, and yet their joy increases. This is indeed a contradiction. For the contradiction, I see only one solution. The joy of the gopis lies in the joy of their beloved Krishna. So, here Prabhupada mentions one particular thing might be missing. When Lord Krishna sees the gopis, his joy increases and his parallel sweetness increases also. The gopis think Krishna has obtained so much pleasure by seeing me that thought increases the fullness and beauty of their faces and bodies. The beauty of Lord Krishna increases at the sight of the beauty of the gopis, and the more the gopis see the Lord Krishna's beauty, the more their beauty increases. Everyone's hearing, understanding this? You don't understand this? Okay, I don't understand it either, but at least you can The more Krishna sees the gopis, the more his beauty increases, and the more the gopis see Krishna, their beauty increases. And it's ever increasing beauty. Whereas the material world, the more you look at someone, God damn, what happened to you? You see your friends a few years later, the girl, anyways, no, I don't think any of my friends from high school watch this. But you see them a few years later, what happened to you? God, you're the most prettiest girl in high school. Like God, but you see that for the gopis and Krishna, it's not like that. The more Krishna sees the gopis, the more his own bodily beauty increases, and the more the gopis see Krishna, the more their bodily beauty increases. Ever increasing beauty, unimaginable. Can you imagine that? No, you cannot. That's why it's inconceivable. And even for the Brajavasis, like Yashoda, and on the parental affection, Krishna is a stealer. He's a liar. He's a liar to the gopis. He's a cheat. He's a debauchee. He's even with his friends, he steals from his friends. But they don't care. They're captivated by the beauty of Krishna. The gopis, they go and complain to Yashoda. Yeah, your Lord Krishna is coming and stealing. But then when they see Lord, that you want to take away the jewels that Krishna has, and then the gopis go, no, don't do it. And, he'll be a better boy next time. Please don't do it. Why? Because they're captured by his beauty. They don't care. Oh, this boy, he's just so beautiful. He's just so attractive. What is so attracted about this boy? They don't know that he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they're just attracted by his beauty. The whole entire universe, as we are reading, is attracted by the beauty of the Lord. Therefore, in Vishnu Sahasranam that comes, Sundara, Sulochana, Ruchi Angada, Padmalochana. His eyes are like lotus petals. His eyes are very, very beautiful. Ruchi Angada, his angas, his body is very tasteful, very rich, is very amazing. Sundara, just beautiful. The essence of beauty, the ultimate personality of Godhead, the holder of all beauty. This is Krishna. So he, even in this material world, we see that, but he has that in full. He has that in full. So what is this beauty? What is this beauty? The beauty of Krishna is here described in the Charitamrita. The beauty of Krishna's eyes surpasses the beauty of the white lotus flower. His yellow garment surpasses the brilliance of the fresh decorations of kumkum. His ornaments of selected forest flowers subdue the hankering for the best of the garments, and his bodily beauty possesses mind-attracting splendor greater than the jewels known as Markata Mani. Now let me bring the string of verses that come here in the Madhya Leela. So this is from Vidagdha Madhava, from Rupa Goswami's work. O most beautiful friend, please accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is standing before you full of transcendental bliss. The border of his eyes roam from side to side, and his eyebrows move slowly like bumblebees on his lotus-like face. Standing with his right foot placed below the knee of his left leg, the middle of his body curved in 3 places, and his neck gracefully tilted to the side, he takes his flute to his pursed lips and moves his fingers upon it here and there. So this verse is from Lalita Madhava Nataka, a 10-play act by Srila Rupa Goswami, is spoken by Lalita Devi to Radharani. O beautiful faced one, who is this creative person standing before us with the sharp chisels of his loving glances? He is splitting the hard stone of many women's devotions to their husbands. He is a debauchee, and with the luster of his body surpassing the brilliance of countless emeralds, he is simultaneously constructing private meetings places for his pastimes. So, my dear friend, this newly youthful Lord Krishna, the moon in the family of Nanda Maharaj, is so beautiful that he defies the beauty of clusters of valuable jewels. All glories to the vibrations of his flutes, for it is cunning, breaking the patience of the chaste ladies by loosening their belts and tight dresses. So, so this is the beauty of Krishna. Very, very beautiful. He attracts the whole universe to him. That is the beauty of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Inconceivable. And so he captures everyone by his beauty. Lord Krishna, he captures everyone. He is beyond our conception. But the beauty of Srimati Radharani captures Krishna also. He is more beautiful than millions of cupids, but she is the conqueror of him. Madan Mohan Mohini. So, it's mentioned, Sri Krishna said, continued in this, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan Dhamma, my mother, father, cowherd, boys, and everything else, are like my life and soul. And amongst all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, the gopis are very life and soul. And among the gopis, you, Srimati Radharani, are the chief. Therefore, you are the very life of my life. So Krishna is attracted. One who attracts the whole universe is attracted by the beauty of Srimati Radharani. So the beauty of Srimati Radharani is captivating for Krishna. And so Krishna wants to taste that. Krishna wants to taste that beauty. He wants to. Radharani seeing Krishna is completely attracted, and Krishna is attracted to Radharani by their seeing each other, by their sight. Naina Mani. They're seeing each other. So Krishna wanting to experience that, the love and the beauty of Krishna, wanting to experience that intense pleasure, the 10 million times greater pleasure than what Krishna is experiencing from the gopis, he takes this beautiful form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He takes that golden complexion of Srimati Radharani, the mood of Srimati Radharani, in order to experience that beauty of Krishna. So Lord Chaitanya has come and Jaga Jana Mana Lobha, as we sing Gaura Arati, Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandre, Arati Kushobha, Jana Vitatavane Jagamana Lobha. that the whole universe, they are attracted, they want to be, they want to see Lord Chaitanya's beauty, they want to experience Lord Chaitanya's beauty. He is increasingly, unlimitedly beautiful. So this nature of this material world is that people have beauty, but the beauty is very much degraded very quickly. But if one can, as Rupa Goswami prays, don't go to the banks where that boy, Shyamasundar, he is playing his flute. What is that? How do I bring that verse up? Okay, here we go. So this comes in Adi Leela, 5th chapter, 224. My dear friend, if you are indeed attached to your worldly friends, do not look at the smiling face of Lord Govinda as he stands on the bank of the Yamuna at Keshi Ghat. Casting sidelong glances, he places his flute to his lips, which seem like newly blossomed twigs. His transcendental body, bending in 3 places, appears very bright in the moonlight. Don't go there. Rupa Goswami is saying, don't go there. But at the same time, it is attracting our minds. Who does not want to see the smiling face of Govinda who stands on the bank, who is casting sidelong glances? He places his flute to his lips, which seeming like newly blossomed twigs. What is that like? What is that like? What is those lotus petal eyes? What are those like? We're interested in looking into the eyes of a woman or a man. But actually we should desire to look into the eye, look and be seen by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prabhupada comments, this verse is quoted from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu in connection with practical devotion service. Generally people in their conditioned life engage in the pleasure of society, friendship and love. This so-called love is lust. But people are satisfied with such a false understanding of love. Vidyapati, a great and learned poet of Mithila, he said that the pleasure derived from friendship, society and family life in the material world is like a drop of water, but our hearts desire pleasure like an ocean. Thus the heart is completely compared to a desert of material existence that requires the water of an ocean of pleasure to satisfy its dryness. If there is a drop of ocean in the desert, one may indeed say that it is water, but such a minute quantity of water has no value. Similarly, in this material world, no one is satisfied in the dealings of society, friendship, and love. Therefore, if one wants to derive real pleasure within his heart, he must seek the lotus feet of Govinda. In this verse, Rupa Goswami indicates that if one wants to be satisfied in the pleasure of society, friendship, and love, he need not seek the shelter at the lotus feet of Govinda, for if one takes shelter under his lotus feet, he will forget the minute quantity of so-called pleasure. One who is not satisfied with the so-called pleasure may seek the lotus feet of Govinda, who stands on the shore of the Yamuna at Keshi Tirtha or Keshi Ghat in the Vrindavan and attracts all the gopis in his transcendental loving service. So this society, this so-called worldly attraction is just a scam. Understand that. It is just a material world. It is a scam. We're too much attracted by it. It is just illusion. It does not exist. You want, as Prabhupada says, it may be one drop, small beauty, very small. But the beauty of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is actually what we desire, to taste that beauty, to relish that, to serve that. So when one is maddened by the beauty of this world, one chases after that. But the beauty of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is what will actually satisfy us. So, therefore, become absorbed in that, become absorbed in chanting Krishna's name, chanting, in hearing about Krishna, learning about Krishna, seeing Krishna day to day. By this, we should become attracted to Krishna. We should become, as the whole entire universe is so attracted, they are thinking that Brahma has created Krishna. All the demigods say like that. That they thought he was the ultimate, the topmost creation of Brahma. They could not see how this personality is beyond that. And Brahma understands, he's saying that Achinta Guna Swarupam, inconceivable. You are beyond. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship you, my dear Lord. So when we have the beauty of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is inconceivable. We cannot. If we were actually able to see, how can we see? By removing the dirt that is in our heart. We can see ourselves in relationship with Krishna. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. By performing the processes of devotional service with strict adherence to the rules and regulations that have been laid out by our Acharyas under the guidance of Rupa Goswami. Because Rupa Goswami is giving all of these and he's also giving the rules and regulations. So don't think that we can just relish without the qualification of being able to follow of all the rules and regulations. If we cannot follow the rules and regulations of our spiritual life, then we cannot become attracted by Krishna. Why? Because we will be attracted by the worldly, material energy. Follow rules and regulations, keep strictly in association, don't associate with the opposite sex other than one's own wife or husband. Because we should become attracted to Krishna, not to this worldly beauty. We should cultivate that attraction to Krishna by worshipping Him, by absorbing the mind upon Him, by hearing about Him from a bona fide source. Otherwise we'll just think like this also. Oh, he's, obviously he's very beautiful, but he's just another beautiful person that is created in this world. But he's transcendental, he is unlimited, he is Satchit Ananda, the very source of Satchit Ananda. Even Maharaj, in his set of lectures of Vishnu Sahasranam in Sundara, he says, even Shankaracharya, who is the propagator of which philosophy? Mayavada, Advaita. Even when he gets to this name Sundara, Guru Maharaj says like that, he can't hold himself back. Of course, he's a devotee, Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda. He's a devotee of the Lord, but he is coming to bewilder the classes of, bewilder people. But even him, in many other places, in Vishnu Sahasranam, he describes the names in a very magnanimous way, in a very opulent way, or opulence, very great, amazing, high. But when he comes to the name Sundara, even he cannot hold back. Vishnu, he generally speaks of Vishnu's greatness, power, the light, the opulence. Guru Maharaj says like that. But here he breaks down and just admits, yes, he is very beautiful. Oh, what beauty. Oh, what beauty Krishna has. Oh, what beauty. Amazing. And even the Alvars, they're saying like that. Oh, great beauty. Oh, wonderful. Oh my God. Ever increasing beauty. Unlimited. Cannot be captured. So they go on describing. Just like Vedanta Desika. Just going on describing. Can just write on the padukas, the shoes of the Lord, can write 1,000 verses. Just on the shoes of the Lord. So the great Acharyas, they're completely captivated by the beauty of the Lord. And you see that just like we're reading that the gopis, by seeing Krishna, their beauty increased. So the pure devotees of the Lord, just like we hear, Prabhupada, when devotees saw Srila Prabhupada, they were captured by his beauty. But if you want to look at it from an external perspective, from an atheistic, mundane perspective, he's a 70-year-old man, old Indian man from Calcutta. What is that beauty? How would you consider that beautiful? You cannot. But because Srila Prabhupada being Nityasiddha, all of these people, young, beautiful people, so-called beautiful people, were attracted by the beauty of Srila Prabhupada. They noticed that. Because even the pure devotee's beauty, by his increasingly being absorbed in Krishna consciousness, increases. And it's ever increasing. It doesn't stop. Srila Prabhupada becomes more and more and more. He's already unlimitedly beautiful, but more unlimitedly beautiful. Because he's unlimitedly absorbed in Krishna. So we have the great benediction of being able to see that. Just like in personal experience, seeing the beauty of my own spiritual master. How is it that, materially speaking, you could say, in a material perspective, he's, at the age of 65, 66, maybe a little bit older. And you could say, if, people would say like that, those who cannot have the right vision, his body is very thin, he has a very skinny body. People will say like that. He must be very stressed out. His body doesn't put on weight. He's like this, is like that. Externally, it looks like that. But they obviously don't have the vision. But when you see this person, it's like golden hue, and you're able to observe a level of beauty you've never seen in your life. You've never seen that. You've seen so many beautiful women. We've gone to so many of these universities. Go to Florida. Go to Miami, go to New York. Very, very beautiful women. We've seen so many beautiful women. But the beauty of the spiritual master is you just cannot capture it. It's just, you're shocked, you're completely stumped. How is this possible that, there's all of these beautiful women, but this is the most beautiful thing, the beautiful person I have ever seen in my entire life. How is that possible? We're often attracted by the eyes of a woman. But the eyes of the spiritual master, the lotus-like is described here. The blue lotus flower is the most attractive in this world. And the spiritual master, specifically speaking about my own spiritual master, his eyes are like that of a blue lotus flower. Where is this in this world? We've never seen such a thing. His beauty is ever increasing. It is ever increasing. For those who have devotion to him, their beauty also increases to the spiritual master. You see that in some of the dear devotees we know. Their beauty increases. Beauty is attraction towards that person just by seeing them increases. This person is very nice. But materially, they may not be considered like top of the supermodels. But we can see their beauty is increasing and it's very attractive. What is that? It is not ordinary, because material body is degrading, especially for those far from the few young boys who are here. They're approaching their height of their beauty. But it's degrading, the body becomes disgusting, but the devotees of the Lord, their beauty is ever youthful. So this is the nature of beauty in spiritual life. This is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. That we do become increasingly, by our absorption in Krishna, we become beautified. So the more one is absorbed in Krishna, the more, he's attracted to Krishna. You see that is being stated, the gopis, the more they were attracted to Krishna, the more they saw Krishna, the more they became beautiful. See that in our own spiritual masters, that in Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and all the great pure devotees. Very attractive. Very attractive. This is from a distance, very attractive. When one develops that eyes of devotion, one has to have that. Pramanjana chirito bhakti vilochanena santa sadeva hrideshu vilokayanti yang shama sundaram achinta guna sarupam govinda madi purusham tamam bhajami. One has to have the eyes to see. So if we can develop our Krishna consciousness, if we can follow the rules and regulations, become attracted by this beauty of Krishna, become absorbed in this beauty of Krishna, then our lives also become beautified. So that is primarily done, obviously, by chanting the holy name of the Lord intensely, with intense prayer, serving the Lord in different services, with complete absorption. And we shall see that natural attraction for Krishna is aroused in the heart. What is the verse? That it is not to be awakened, but it is already there in one's heart. I'm forgetting. Anyways, and maybe somebody can text it and then I'll recite it. Oh, sorry. I turned my phone on this thing. Okay, so So these are some of the things, the beauty of Krishna that is being discussed, that we're discussing in terms of the Bhagavad Gita. I mean even in the Bhagavad Gita also there's the Arjuna was captured by his beauty. So we can constantly, if we have lusty desires, which we do. If you don't, then good for you. But we can constantly become absorbed in trying to appreciate and deeply become absorbed in the Supreme Personality of God's beauty, and this will relieve us from all miseries of this pulling of our lusty desires. By chanting, by hearing, by reading, by being fully absorbed, fully dedicated, we shall, as my spiritual master recites, that we shall drink the Hari Rasa, Madhura, that this taste of Hari Rasa, we shall drink that, and we shall become maddened and roll about, not caring for what the world has to say. We will become maddened by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and look upon, we'll be looked at as madmen of this society. But we are maddened by this taste of devotion, by this taste of the beauty of Krishna that nobody else can get. So, okay, I'll end my class there. Mahotsav Prabhu has a comment, so I'll give him a call. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
I don't know, do you have time for this?
Yeah, you can say something.
Okay, so, let's see. Sorry, okay, yeah. One thing, you have to understand that usually most of the time, women don't really want beauty. It doesn't matter how really the guy looks. For a guy, the minute like you say, bro, I gotta go. The only question is, bro, how does she look? Mm-hmm. That's the only thing a guy cares about. How does she freaking look? That's it. But for a woman,
there's so
it doesn't
many
really matter how the guy looks. It's like about prestige, so like money, wealth, status, strength.
Yeah.
That's what they really care about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing about women. That's the most important thing. And then you're talking about this makeup and how it destroys the face and all that. That's true. And if you read in Glimpses of Traditional Indian Life, Guru Maharaj actually speaks about how actually, who was this? Narmada Swami. He was speaking about actually the makeup these days women have no idea about it, because back then they would keep haldi on their faces every night before they used to go to sleep. And he said the beauty that I've seen in traditional India, I've never seen such beauty anywhere else. He's been around and he's done all this thing,
Yeah.
And just like how Bilbo Mangal Thakur had us plugged his eyes out. Just like that, at least all brahmacharis and renunciates should plug their Instagram out of their phone.
Yeah.
That's the least that we could do. There's literally no need. I was even recently talking to a full-time devotee. This devotee confessed to me that that devotee spends about a 1 hour at least on Instagram every day, just scrolling, wasting that person's human form of life. And I asked them to delete Instagram. I don't know if they've done it.
Yeah, they've done it.
Okay.
At least for some time.
Yeah.
For some time they've done it.
Yeah, and then they come back on it. Why? Because sense gratification, that's all. It's simply a waste of time. Because bottom line, each sex is trying to lust over the other sex depending on different things. So it's very important. It's very important that we pluck all these things out of our life. Social media, Instagram. Don't scroll on YouTube too much. Just all this stuff. One thing we could do is we can actually see on YouTube. Go pick up a devotee's phone and see all the channels that they're subscribed to. And then you can understand and see why you subscribe to this, why do you need this, why do you need that, It's it's very dangerous actually. So anyway, there's more, but we don't have time.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Does anybody have anything here? No? Mataji's? Oh, you have something, okay. Oh, God, it's really loud, so keep it really far from you. God, what did you do, Parth? Go ahead, speak.
So, you said in the class.
I don't need that.
You don't need it?
Just use the other mic, yeah.
You said in the class that when we love Krishna, the love is not lust at all. It's usually like love only. There's this one pastime in Krishna book where I think Kubja was like sort of lusting after Krishna. How can we understand her position?
She just wanted to, from what the discussions we've had about that, she just wanted to enjoy with Krishna. She wanted to satisfy her desire. That's the point that's being made. She wanted her desire to be satisfied, but the position of the gopis is that they want to satisfy him. His pastime is there.
Yeah,
So
like
like
I know that Krishna, like when he met her, like he took away that lusty desire, and
Yeah, so that's the point, is that when one wants to enjoy, when obviously it was directed towards Krishna, but it was more on the mode of like, well, I want to be satisfied more, let's satisfy Krishna. Whereas gopis are constantly, like we were reading, gopis are constantly thinking, well, how do I satisfy Krishna? I want to satisfy Krishna, I want to satisfy Krishna. They don't care for their own satisfaction. And they're surprised, oh, but we're satisfied. So, okay, anything else? Any questions? No? If you have any questions, you can ask. No? Yes, okay, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vikas, I really enjoy what you were talking about with the heart. It searches for the ocean, but we're all searching for the drop here in the material world.
Yeah.
And similarly, like being in the desert and how there's a drop of water there, or there is water and we search somewhere else to see if there's even more water somewhere else. And you mentioned that by chanting it will help bring more of the attraction for Krishna, because like we want to have attraction for Krishna,
Yeah.
yet we still find ways to go back to the one drop of water. So, so chanting and hearing will naturally awaken in the heart. So I guess my question is, like, if you are doing all of that and you still like, why am I still not attracted, and things like that, and I'm following the rules, regulations. So what would you say is?
Yeah, the thing is, one requires guidance with one following the rules and regulations of spiritual life. And that's why the shelter of ashram is very useful, right? The fact, like, even those who have, just like you've come in, he's been trying to practice for how many years? 7 years, right? I don't want to expose you, I'm so sorry. But 7 years, but then when you come into association, all of us, when you're under the shelter of our ashram, then all of a sudden your devotional service, it does come to a different level. So guidance is a very important part of a full-time devotional service. Another part of it is that we have been in this material world for millions of years, and you've been performing devotional service for how many years?
Few years.
Few years, 2 years, 2 years, 2, 3 years, 2, 3 years. Okay, you're just starting to learn some basic principles of devotional service. So it's like we're still on the platform of just beginning in our devotional service, and we expect ourselves to be high. So don't have unrealistic expectations. That's one way I've seen devotees lose Krishna consciousness, is by thinking that I have to be on this high level. We don't. You understand the principle and apply the principle and understand that it will work, because it's already worked, right? You've already let go of different material things, following the 4 regs, chanting 16 rounds, and then you have to see more surrender is required. More surrender, no karmic grains, no eating food that is not offered to Krishna or that is not cooked by devotees. That's one of the most important principles of spiritual life. Are we doing that? Are we waking up every day for Mangalarati? Are we engaging our mind in hearing and chanting properly? So all of these things have to be seen. If we do those things right, generally we do those things wrong. Therefore, that's why the emphasis of a spiritual master is there, the emphasis of personal, even if there is the spiritual master, there is an emphasis on personal guidance. That somebody's always there to see us and watch us and observe our activities in order to correct us. Because we require a great level of correction in our life. Even after being in the Brahmacharya ashram for 5 years, living under pretty amazing devotees such as Vishnu Chitta Prabhu and Mahotsa Prabhu specifically being my authorities, and they're pretty, they're very detailed, meticulous, training people. It's, I haven't made, it's like, there's just so much more to go, and the progress is like not that much, but it's enlivening knowing that the progress is happening. There's something is changing, that there is difference in 5 years ago and now. It's not that I've become more materialistic, that because of their mercy and their conviction in Krishna consciousness, they've endowed that upon me, and a level of conviction in Krishna consciousness has come by the mercy of my spiritual master and his representatives. So a lot of things are required. It's not, don't expect to go on in devotional service casually and become advanced. Don't expect that. It requires full surrender, and it's the highest thing. We're not preaching some, feel happy in this material world, chant a few rounds. If you feel happy, that's good. We're preaching the highest platform of devotional service. We're preaching complete and utter surrender without any reservation. That's what we're giving to people, and that's what we're trying to display. That's what we're trying to practice. So don't expect it to be a simple thing just by, if I've been chanting 16 rounds for some time, where is the ecstasy? Anyways, I say this all the time, it may not come, the ecstasy, but the point is to chant. Whether you're crying or whether you're happy or sad, whatever, the point is to go on in Krishna consciousness as we read in, Shikshashtaka every day. Whether you trample me or embrace me, oh my Lord, I was always consider you my dear Lord. So if you want to perform devotional service intensely, then we have to find that place where it is being performed intensely. And go there and do that. The way it is being followed with proper knowledge, with strictness, strict adherence to the principles, and surrender to that. It's hard, but it has to be done if we want to attain love of Godhead. It's not a simple thing. We could, it could have, some of us, pretty much all of you. I guess there's only a few of you that count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, all of you are too young. Oh, you too, you count. You could go on, you could have gone on, or you can go on in life, going and getting a job and working and making money and doing this. It's much easier than doing this, actually, in one sense. You don't have to surrender. You're your own man. You're in your own place. You don't have to improve yourself. Nobody tells you what's wrong with you. But you don't get love for Krishna. But the fact that you've made that decision to go through the hard road of Krishna consciousness, of that tough bit where he's going to point out your faults, point out your problems, show you that you're an egoistic rascal like I am, then that is the difficult road. The path of Dharma, the path of pure devotional service is filled with thorns. It's a hard to walk. But if we can do that, but at the same time, it is full of, dance. So it's a song every word is a song and every step is a dance. It's very blissful, but it is difficult. So you can go and do the so-called easy thing, what everybody else does. That's also hard, because you have to surrender to someone, you have to surrender to your boss. So better to see if we can surrender to Krishna in a way that is conducive for our devotional life, and depend on Him to provide everything. He will do it. I've seen it in my own personal life and in many personal lives of other devotees. You do it with the proper attitude and mood, without the desire for sense gratification. You will be completely maintained. You don't have to go out and be some worldly person. If you don't have any obligations in life, you don't have children, you don't have a wife, you don't have a husband, you don't have debt, you don't have all of these things, what are you doing? Why do you need to stay? Why do you need to be in this material world? Give your time to Krishna when you have it. Otherwise, you don't know when you're going to get that time. Especially, young men and young women. When we're in our stages of life where we're still not entangled in family life, you have time to give your energy and time to Krishna, and Krishna appreciates that the most. You can give your money, which is much appreciated, but your time is valuable. You can't get that back. You can't earn that. You lose that constantly. So you can give your time to Krishna, that's the best thing you can do, leaving aside everything else. So you want to make advancement, rapid advancement, that's the way to do it. Pressure cooker program, we call it. The Brahmacharya ashram is called the pressure cooker. You got to stay on top of your Krishna Ganja. You can't be at the bottom of the pressure cooker, otherwise you get burnt. You got to keep up. You got to keep up with the hearing, chanting, reading, distributing books, keeping engaged, enthused, enlivened, enthusiastic always. So this will cook it very fast, cook us very fast, means then we can offer ourselves to Krishna. So like that, we want to make advancement, rapid advancement. Otherwise, I can't imagine, to be honest, if I was still living in Australia, working a job, chanting 16 rounds, what advance, I don't know. Like I look at the difference and I look at some of the devotees that stayed there or, didn't have the opportunity to do that. Not that I'm looking down upon them, but, I'm specifically feel fortunate in my position in having people that are guiding me so closely. I would have never seen the things that are in my heart. So, if one has the opportunity to do that, one should do that. One should do that. Why not? Anyways, if you want to work a job, you can always work a damn job. You got a young body, you got time. But you don't have time to do this. That is the point. That's one thing that I always considered. I don't have time to do this later. I have to do this now. So, anyways, for those who can, do it for the rest of your life. So like that, is that help? I'm sorry, we're pretty full on here. So there's no other thing than surrender, right? Right, Atharva? Yeah? Okay, all right. So, okay. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.